Beneath the restless horizon, the sea waits, endless and deep, guarding secrets older than memory. The waves sing in whispers, carrying echoes of forgotten hymns from the heart of the abyss. There, beyond light, beyond reach, lies a throne not shaped by mortal hands, but by eternity. It rests in silence, carved from coral and stone, shimmering faintly with a glow that does not fade. The ocean remembers, and within its memory burns a flame, a gift of Poseidon himself. This flame is no fire as we know it, but a luminous blue light that dances freely in water. It does not consume, it does not destroy. It endures with grace and unbroken balance. Travelers once sought it, but the sea chose only those who listened, not those who demanded. Some say the abyss itself breathes, and in its breath the flame flickers like a heartbeat eternal. This is not a tale of conquest, nor of crowns, but of wonder, reflection, and ancient promise. Tonight, let us dive beyond the tides, into a world unseen, where the abyss cradles its throne. And there, in the stillness, the flame of Poseidon awaits. The ocean is vast, yet it feels alive, as if every wave carries a thought too ancient to name. Its voice is not loud, yet it reaches through the stillness, threading into the soul of those who listen. The whisper begins with the tide, brushing the shore with patience, repeating truths the world has forgotten. Each ripple carries memory, not of one lifetime, but of countless ages that rise and fall like breath. The sea speaks softly, never hurried, because time itself bends to its rhythm, an endless horizon. It tells of beginnings, of a silence before sound, when water was the first song of creation. The whisper drifts through the currents, weaving among kelp forests and reefs painted with living color. Fish move in patterns like notes in a melody, their movements guided by something older than instinct. Even the great whales pause to listen, their voices joining the chorus, echoing across unfathomable distances. Sailors who dared the wide seas have felt it too, a hush settling over their hearts at dusk. They speak of dreams carried on salt air, visions of palaces hidden in the folds of the deep. To some, it is a call of home, to others, a warning. But always it is a presence felt. The ocean does not speak in words, but in feelings, in rhythms that move like a heartbeat unending. When storms gather, the whisper deepens, a reminder that power and calm are twins bound in one. When the moon rises, tides respond, carrying the same voice, gentle but unyielding, like truth itself. Children on shores sometimes hear it clearer, laughter silenced as they stare at waves with wide eyes. They cannot explain what they feel, only that the sea seems alive and endlessly aware of them. The whisper travels further still, sinking down into the abyss where light surrenders to eternal night. There the voice is strongest, vibrating through water like a hymn sung from the bones of the earth. It speaks of a throne unseen, resting where silence gathers, a place untouched by mortal ambition. And it speaks of flame, not fire as we know it, but a light that sways eternal. This flame is Poseidon's gift, a symbol not of wrath, but of balance, peace, and enduring life. The ocean guards it well, hiding it from eyes that seek power without reverence or grace. Only those who listen to the whisper may follow it, carried inward by currents of trust and wonder. The path is not marked, for no map can capture what the sea chooses to reveal. Instead, it is felt, a gentle tug, a rhythm in the chest, guiding hearts rather than footsteps. Many have mistaken the silence for emptiness, never realizing silence is where the truest stories dwell. For in the ocean's hush lies history itself, older than mountains, deeper than any skyward star. And if one listens long enough, the whisper grows clearer, no longer hidden but embracing. It says, there is more than surface, more than waves, more than the storms we see. It says, below lies a world unbroken, where eternity sits upon coral, glowing in patient light. It says, the flame still burns, waiting not for kings, but for those who understand its quiet vow. And as the whisper fades, the ocean remains, endless, eternal, carrying its secret in every tide. Thus begins the journey, not with sight, not with touch, but with the listening of the soul. Far beneath the shifting tides, where the sunlight falters, rests a throne untouched by mortal sight. It is not forged by hands, nor bound by tools, but shaped by time and the ocean's eternal will. The throne is vast, carved from coral and stone, with edges softened by centuries of flowing currents. Each surface glimmers faintly, as if pearls and shells embedded within still hold whispers of dawn. It is not gold, not silver, but something deeper, woven from the breath of the sea itself. Legends say the throne grew as the ocean grew, rising from silence like a hymn becoming form. It sits in the abyss, waiting, surrounded by shadows that yield not fear, but reverence. Around it, anemones sway like banners, their colors glowing faint in the darkness of depth. The throne is alive, not as a creature, but as memory, pulsing softly like the sea's own heart. Some believe Poseidon touched it once, leaving a trace of divinity within its silent embrace. Others say it was never touched at all, but born from the union of ocean and eternity. No matter the tale, the throne remains, constant, unyielding, immune to the passage of ages. Creatures of the deep glide past with grace, circling but never resting upon its sacred seat. They seem to know, as if instinct teaches, that the throne is not meant for them. It is a place of waiting, a place where balance dwells, where the sea gathers its truth. The stone glows faintly, shifting shades of blue and green, like waves frozen in quiet dance. Sometimes it hums, a low vibration, as if the throne itself breathes with the abyss. Travelers who dreamed of finding it never returned, but whispers claim they became part of it. Their spirits, some say, are etched into the coral, watching, guarding, blending with eternal silence. For the throne is not a prize, not a jewel, but a reflection of what one carries within. Those who approach with greed see only emptiness, for the throne reveals nothing to hollow desire. Those who approach with reverence see light, a soft shimmer that grows with every heartbeat. It is said the throne listens, not with ears, but with the vast awareness of the sea. It waits for voices not of command, but of humility, voices willing to hear before speaking. At times, the throne feels like a mirror, showing glimpses of what lies hidden in one's soul. It does not judge, it does not condemn, it simply reflects what already dwells in silence. And in its reflection, one may find courage or sorrow, or a truth too great to name. Above, waves crash endlessly, storms rage and calm. But here, the throne remains undisturbed. It is both anchor and horizon, both beginning and end, seated in a realm without measure. Perhaps Poseidon's flame burns because of it, or perhaps the flame exists to honor the throne. No answer is given, for the ocean prefers mystery, leaving seekers with wonder instead of certainty. Yet the presence is undeniable, a stillness that resonates like the pause between heartbeats. The eternal throne does not call, nor does it hide. It simply waits, patient as time itself. And those who hear the ocean's whisper know that to find it is to find one's own depths. For the throne is not meant to be taken, but to be seen, and in seeing, understood. It remains silent and steadfast, the ocean's seat of memory, glowing faintly in the endless dark. Deep within the abyss, upon the throne of silence, burns a light unlike any fire known to mortals. It is called the Flame of Poseidon, though it is not flame as earthbound minds imagine it to be. It does not consume, it does not rage, it does not hunger, yet its presence fills the endless dark. Blue as the ocean at twilight, silver at its edges, it dances softly, unbound by wind or air. It sways within the water, as if listening to a song, bending with the rhythm of the currents. Sometimes it flickers gently, like a heartbeat. Sometimes it grows brighter, as if answering unseen prayers. Those who speak of it say the flame is alive, a spirit woven of sea, light, and eternity. It was said Poseidon placed it there, not as a weapon, but as a covenant with the ocean. A promise that the sea would forever hold balance, sheltering life as guardian and creator both. The flame shines not to frighten, but to comfort, casting a glow that feels like returning home. Even the largest creatures of the deep circle it with reverence, never daring to touch or disrupt. For in its light, there is peace so profound, it stills the restless motion of the abyss itself. Scholars once dreamed of describing it, but no words can capture light that refuses to be caged. It is not heat, not fire, not energy. It is essence, the distilled soul of the ocean's breath. To gaze upon it is to feel the tides within your own chest, steady, eternal, unbroken by fear. It whispers in silence, not with words, but with presence, telling stories older than stone or star. Some believe it holds the memory of the first wave, the beginning of all waters upon earth. Others believe it holds the future, glowing with paths yet unseen, waiting to be chosen. But all who have felt it agree. The flame does not burn, it heals, it restores, it remembers. It gathers sorrow from weary souls and dissolves it, leaving behind only calm and unshaken clarity. The throne and the flame are bound together, stone and light, silence and song, each completing the other. Without the throne, the flame would wander. Without the flame, the throne would be only stone. Together, they form a sanctuary, a heart of the sea that beats in rhythm with all living things. Legends speak of voyagers who once reached it, their burdens lifted, their spirits transformed by its glow. They did not take the flame with them, for it cannot be carried. It is the sea itself. Yet they carried its memory, a reflection within, guiding them like a star through storm and night. The flame, some say, tests not with trials of strength, but with the honesty of one's heart. Those who arrive with greed find nothing, for the flame closes its light to hands that wish to grasp. Those who arrive with humility see its glow swell, embracing them as though they had always belonged. It does not give power as mortals crave, but it gives peace, a gift rarer than any crown. And in that peace lies strength, a quiet courage that carries into every shore and every tide. Even now, as the ocean shifts, the flame endures, steady as the moon's pull upon the sea. It waits not for kings or conquerors, but for listeners, for dreamers, for those who seek with wonder. For the flame of Poseidon is not an end, but a beginning, eternal light within eternal water. And as it sways upon the throne, the abyss itself seems less dark, less silent, more alive. Around the eternal throne, silence reigns, but it is not empty, for the deep itself breathes with life. Guardians move through the abyss, not warriors nor soldiers, but beings shaped by patience and timeless rhythm. They do not roar or strike, but their presence commands respect, vast and unyielding as the sea. Some are leviathans, long and graceful, their bodies shimmering faintly with echoes of forgotten constellations. They drift like mountains adrift, slow, deliberate, watching with eyes that seem to hold centuries of memory. Others are smaller, luminous schools of fish, weaving through the dark like threads of starlight unbroken. Their movements form patterns, spirals, and waves, a dance older than words, woven into the ocean's hymn. Jellyfish float with a quiet glow, lanterns of the abyss drifting near the throne with reverent grace. They pulse softly, each beat a silent bell, reminding all who approach that balance must not be broken. The guardians do not protect through force, but by presence, creating harmony that shields the throne itself. When shadows of wanderers draw near, the creatures shift, forming circles as if weaving a living barrier. No threat is spoken, no challenge made, yet the message is clear. Enter with reverence, or be turned. Whales glide slowly around the edges, their songs deep, resonant, vibrating through stone and water alike. Their voices are hymns, not commands, a reminder that the ocean's strength is bound to its serenity. Even the smallest creatures take part, shrimp that flash with light, crabs that pause as if in prayer. All are pieces of a choir, each movement, each glow, each sound shaping the guardian's silent watch. To stand before them is to feel both awe and humility, a recognition of the sea's vast design. They are not bound by chains or oaths, yet their duty is unshakable, older than mortal kingdoms. No map can capture their path, for they appear and vanish with the tides, as if made of memory. At times they seem countless, filling the abyss with motion and light, like stars scattered through night. At other times, they fade, leaving only stillness, as if the throne itself swallowed them in silence. Travelers who dream of the flame must first pass this circle, not of stone, but of living guardians. The test is not of strength, but of intention. For the guardians sense the truth of every heart. They feel the weight of greed, the pulse of fear, the hunger for power that clouds mortal vision. To such souls, the guardians close like tide, pushing back with a silence heavier than storms. But to those who listen, who move with patience, they open paths, guiding with gentle light and song. Legends say some voyagers once wept upon seeing them, not from fear, but from wonder too great to bear. For in the guardian's presence lies a reminder. The ocean is not enemy, nor treasure, but living soul. Every creature, from the greatest leviathan to the smallest flicker of light, is part of its harmony. And that harmony is the throne's first protection, a shield not of steel, but of eternal unity. They do not seek to keep mortals away, but to teach that arrival is not earned by force. It is earned by stillness, by listening, by becoming part of the silence that binds all things. Thus the guardians of silence remain, circling, glowing, singing, waiting, as they have since time began. And through their watch, the eternal throne and the flame of Poseidon rest undisturbed, timeless, eternal. Beneath the throne, rivers of water flow unseen, currents older than mountains, guiding the ocean's hidden breath. They twist through canyons of stone, weaving paths that no mortal map could capture, endless and eternal. These currents are not storms, not chaos, but memory itself, carrying whispers of ages long forgotten. Each stream glides like a voice, gentle, steady, carrying fragments of Poseidon's will across the abyss. Legends say they are his thoughts, flowing unceasing, binding the throne to the pulse of the sea. To drift upon them is to feel history itself, an unseen tide brushing against the soul. Travelers who find these waters often hear music, not with ears, but with the marrow of their being. It is not a melody of flutes or drums, but of vast echoes that resonate beyond time. Some currents shimmer faintly, glowing with light like threads of silver woven into the dark. Others are shadowed, carrying the weight of mysteries best left unspoken, deep as night itself. Together, they form a labyrinth, both path and puzzle, guiding the worthy closer to the eternal throne. Yet no vessel can control them, for sails and oars fail in their silent, guiding embrace. Those who resist are lost, cast adrift into waters where even the stars cannot be seen. But those who yield, who surrender to the rhythm, are carried gently to places unseen. Whales sometimes follow these currents, their songs aligned with the flow, shaping invisible roads of sound. Schools of fish vanish into the streams, reappearing days later as though time itself rewound. It is said the flame of Poseidon burns brighter when the currents swell, fed by memory. For memory is fuel, and these waters are the ocean's archive, storing stories too vast for words. Some whisper that voices of the past still echo here, kings, wanderers, and lost sailors alike. They do not wail or cry, but murmur softly, like ripples kissing stones beneath a starlit sky. At times, travelers hear their name spoken, not in warning, but in gentle acknowledgement of passage. It is not haunting, but humbling, as if the sea remembers more than mortals ever could. The forgotten currents bend and weave, shaping the fate of all who dare approach the throne. A careless heart is swept away, carried to empty depths where silence becomes eternal. But a listening heart learns, guided not by force, but by surrender, finding peace in the flow. Every stream leads somewhere, though not always where one expects. For the sea chooses paths unseen. And within this labyrinth of currents lies a truth. The throne cannot be reached by conquest. It can only be reached by becoming part of the sea's memory, part of its endless song. For the ocean does not bend to command. It carries only those who learn to listen. Thus, the forgotten currents remain, weaving their endless dance, unseen yet eternal, guardians of the flame. They are the breath of Poseidon, timeless and infinite, binding the abyss to the throne itself. To follow them is to surrender, to drift not into loss, but into the heart of wonder. And there, deeper than deep, the journey continues, guided by waters that remember all things. Far below the drifting currents, where light bends into colors unseen, lies a citadel woven from coral. It rises not by hand nor stone, but by patient growth, centuries layered into spirals of living towers. Walls shimmer with hues of crimson, azure, and gold, reflecting faint sparks like embers hidden in the deep. Fish weave through its arches, their scales flashing as if they too are guardians of sacred halls. The citadel is not silent, but alive, every chamber humming with the pulse of water and song. Tunnels curl like seashells, echoing footsteps of wanderers who once passed, though none remain within now. Legends say this place was a gift, not built, but summoned, shaped by Poseidon's will in silence. The coral listened to his breath, growing not at random, but in harmony, forming pillars like sacred hymns. Some claim it holds forgotten archives, etched not in ink, but in patterns of living coral branches. Travelers see symbols in their twists, maps, stories, and prophecies written in language only the sea reads. To walk its halls is to feel the weight of patience, as if time slows within its walls. Shadows dance with refracted light, painting murals across floors where no hand ever drew. At the heart of the citadel rests a chamber vast, roofed by coral spires like cathedral vaults. Here, silence deepens, yet it is not empty, for the very walls hum with a gentle resonance. The hum is steady, low, carrying the same rhythm as the forgotten currents above. It is said the flame of Poseidon once flickered here, leaving traces of light that linger still. Small creatures glow faintly in the cracks, as if fragments of that fire remain woven into coral. Wanderers who find this place speak of visions, seas rising, storms breaking, and a throne bathed in fire. These visions are not threats, but reminders that the sea remembers all, past and yet to come. Some whisper the citadel itself is alive, breathing, listening, watching those who dare walk its halls. Its corridors shift subtly, guiding steps not toward treasure, but toward understanding of the ocean's soul. Those who resist find themselves lost, walking in circles as the coral folds around them like a maze. But those who yield, who listen, find paths that open as if the walls themselves make way. Crabs march across the floors like silent keepers, pausing as though in reverence before certain chambers. Jellyfish hover in corners, their glow softening shadows, casting light like lanterns in an endless night. Some rooms hold pools of water still as glass, mirrors reflecting not faces, but deeper truths. Voyagers stare into them and see more than themselves. Futures, regrets, or dreams long buried by time. Few linger long, for the citadel's beauty is heavy, pressing into the heart like forgotten memory. And yet, leaving it is harder still, for its colors cling to the mind like eternal flame. Those who depart never forget the coral's song, a resonance that follows them even upon waking shores. It is said the citadel is Poseidon's library, not of words, but of memory carved in living stone. Here lies no crown, no weapon, but wisdom woven into coral, for those willing to see. The citadel endures not as fortress, but as testament. Patience is power, and memory is flame. And in its glow, the path to the eternal throne stretches onward, deeper into the abyss eternal. Beyond the coral citadel, the sea deepens into a vast chamber where sound itself takes form. Here the waters vibrate with songs, woven not by voice, but by the endless pulse of tides. It is called the Choir of Tides, a place where the ocean's breath becomes music eternal. Whales drift slowly through its reaches, their calls weaving with the rhythm of shifting currents. Each note swells like thunder, yet soothes like prayer, filling the abyss with resonance unbroken. Fishes flicker in unison, their movements syncing with the unseen hymn that binds the chamber. Even the smallest shells along the floor seem to hum, as if caught in the eternal song. Travelers who enter hear melodies not only in ears, but within bones, vibrating through marrow. The choir is not performance, but memory expressed, the ocean remembering itself through sound. Each tide is an instrument, each wave a verse, each current a hand striking unseen strings. No mortal choir could match this harmony, for it is woven from infinity itself. Some melodies rise bright, like dawn over calm seas, filling hearts with warmth unmeasured. Others sink deep, low and solemn, heavy as storms gathering beyond distant horizons. Yet together, they weave unity. No note in conflict, every sound a thread of the whole. Those who come with restless minds are silenced, their thoughts dissolved in waves of harmony. Even sorrow bends before the choir, reshaped into calm acceptance by sound too vast to resist. It is said the throne itself listens here, its stone vibrating faintly in rhythm with the tides. The flame of Poseidon burns brighter when the song swells, as though fed by its resonance. Legends speak of wanderers lost in this chamber, Yet they do not despair, for the choir holds them. They drift, timeless, carried not by fear but by sound, until their hearts align with the sea. Some emerge changed, their eyes reflecting calm waters, their voices carrying echoes of deep hymns. Others never return, not in death, but in transformation, becoming part of the choir forever. The ocean does not mourn them, for they are not lost, but joined to its eternal harmony. Crabs click along the rocks in rhythm, their sounds sharp yet folded into the greater song. Jellyfish glow with each swell, pulsing light to the cadence like lanterns marking the beat. Even silence is music here, the pause between notes weighted with meaning too deep for words. The choir is said to test not courage, but stillness, teaching that power without harmony crumbles. To stand within its song is to learn humility, to feel oneself as a single note. And yet, in that smallness, there is wonder, for every note is vital to the infinite hymn. No voice dominates, no sound conquers. All are bound in balance like stars woven into night. Those who truly listen leave with more than memory. They carry the sea's rhythm within their hearts. Its echoes guide their steps long after, shaping choices with patience, strength, and quiet understanding. For the choir of tides is not just a place, but a teaching, a reminder written in sound. It whispers, strength lies not in noise, but in harmony, not in command, but in listening. Thus it remains, the choir eternal, flowing, singing, waiting, keeping the path toward the throne. And through its music, the abyss teaches once more. The sea is not storm, but song eternal. Beyond the choir of tides lies a place where sound fades and silence stretches deeper than thought. Here rests the mirror of still waters, a vast expanse so calm it reflects the abyss itself. Its surface does not ripple with current, nor stir with wind, for even the ocean bows to its stillness. Those who find it see not just water, but a reflection unlike any mirror known to mortals. The mirror shows truth, not as one wishes, but as it is, stripped of veil and illusion. Travelers approach in awe, for the water holds their image but also whispers hidden depths within. Some see themselves as children, innocent eyes wide with wonder at a world yet unexplored. Others see age, shadows of regrets carried quietly, long buried beneath years of silence. The mirror does not accuse, nor condemn. It only reveals what is carried in the heart. Whales passing nearby cast reflections that shimmer with constellations, as if sky had drowned within sea. Even fish appear doubled, one swimming above, the other a ghost-like twin below. Legends say Poseidon once gazed here, seeing not ocean, but eternity woven into a single reflection. The flame of Poseidon is said to shimmer in this water, a glow seen only by the worthy, not as fire, but as light woven through reflection, a reminder of the sea's eternal truth. Those who stare too long risk becoming lost, for the water reveals not only past, but endless possibilities. Dreams flicker across its surface like passing shadows, tempting those who cling too tightly to desire. The wise learn to let go, to see but not to chase, to listen without holding. Some wanderers kneel, not in worship but in surrender, accepting themselves as they truly are. For the mirror teaches that no path forward is possible without first seeing what lies within. Its lesson is not of strength, but of clarity, the courage to know one's own soul. The stillness is heavy, yet comforting, as if embraced by the ocean's quiet understanding. Even the smallest ripple carries meaning, a reminder that even a breath alters the reflection. Crabs edge near the water, pausing as though unwilling to disturb its perfect calm. jellyfish glow faintly beneath the surface, drifting like lanterns inside a dream of endless night. Some voyagers claim they hear voices when gazing, echoes of loved ones, guides, or long-forgotten ancestors. But the mirror speaks only through reflection, and what is heard comes from within, not without. No map marks its place, for it moves with the ocean, appearing only to those ready to face it. To find the mirror is to stand at the threshold of truth, where silence outweighs all sound. It is not a barrier, but a gift, though many fear its honesty more than any storm. Yet those who accept its vision emerge lighter, carrying peace as though burdens dissolved into water. For in its stillness, the path to the throne grows clearer, revealed not by direction, but by understanding. The mirror is the sea's quiet wisdom, a reminder that power without truth falters. And through its reflection, the journey deepens, leading wanderers closer to the eternal flame. Thus it remains, timeless, unshaken, the mirror of still waters, watching, waiting, teaching beneath the abyss. Beneath shifting tides lies a realm where coral grows, not as reef, but as endless spiraling pathways. This is the labyrinth of coral echoes, a living maze shaped by time and whispered by currents. Its walls shimmer with colors unseen on land, hues born from secrets of the ocean's heart. Some corals rise like pillars, glowing faintly, while others weave archways that curve toward unknown passages. The labyrinth hums softly, for each coral holds sound, releasing echoes of songs long forgotten. A traveler stepping within hears footsteps return as melodies, reshaped by the coral's memory. Voices once lost are carried here, echoes of sailors, wanderers, and deep-dwelling guardians of the abyss. Yet the labyrinth is not cruel. It guides those who listen, rewarding patience with hidden paths. The air shifts between silence and resonance, like breathing woven into the coral itself. Some passages close without warning, living branches weaving tighter as if protecting something sacred. Others open into chambers vast as cathedrals, where schools of fish shimmer like moving constellations. Here, light filters from cracks above, fractured into patterns that dance across coral walls. The echoes grow clearer when the heart is steady, turning from confusion into guiding tones. One sound may lead deeper, another circles endlessly. Yet both are choices. Both are lessons. Legends tell that Poseidon himself once shaped this labyrinth with his trident, a map etched in coral. He designed not a prison, but a mirror of choice, where will and patience are tested. The flame of Poseidon is said to hum here, its resonance hidden in the coral's song. Only those who can distinguish true melody from noise may hear its guiding harmony. For the labyrinth does not yield to strength, but to attunement with the sea's living music. A wanderer who rushes finds only confusion, but one who listens finds the path unfolds. Even silence holds direction here, teaching that absence of sound is its own form of guide. In one chamber, a coral arch glows with faint silver, echoing the heartbeat of the ocean. Those who pause within feel aligned, as though the abyss itself breathes in rhythm with them. Elsewhere, echoes rise like choirs, layers of voices blending into a hymn older than memory. Some hear their own voice among them, as if the labyrinth reflects not sound, but spirit. It is said that those unready to face truth will wander here until they surrender their pride. But those who walk with humility and patience find doors unseen, passages woven by trust. The labyrinth blooms with life, anemones swaying gently, crabs scuttling, fish darting like scattered sparks. Every motion adds to the echo, a chorus of existence carried through choral halls. At its deepest point lies a chamber where no echo returns, silence pure and absolute. Here the traveler learns the final lesson, that some truths cannot be spoken, only felt. In that stillness, the flame whispers through the bones of coral, not in fire but in resonance. It hums a note so deep it vibrates the heart, a reminder of the sea's eternal bond. The labyrinth does not end with escape. For those who leave, carry its music forever. Each echo they hear beyond the sea reminds them of choices made within coral halls. The labyrinth of coral echoes stands eternal, reshaping itself, guiding all who seek with open hearts. It is less a maze than a teacher, one who whispers, "Listen, choose, and the way shall unfold." Far below where light should fail lies a place that glows with a brilliance beyond imagination. This is the Garden of Luminous Depths, where life itself burns brighter than the sun above. Every plant here shimmers, weaving radiant threads across the seafloor like constellations beneath the waves. Giant kelp sway gently, their leaves glowing emerald, lighting pathways like lanterns in the dark. Flowers bloom underwater, petals radiant in violet and gold, drifting like fireflies when touched by current. Some plants hum faintly, resonating with energy, as though the ocean itself breathes through them. Schools of fish move like brushstrokes of light, weaving patterns that shift with every motion. They seem choreographed, a ballet of radiance, guiding travelers deeper into the heart of the garden. Legends say this place was born from Poseidon's tears, shed when the ocean first knew silence. Where each tear fell, light bloomed, eternal, a gift to remind the abyss of hope. The flame of Poseidon is said to rest in this garden, hidden among the glowing blossoms. It does not burn, but shines, woven into the luminous roots of the ocean's memory. Those who wander here feel warmth, not of fire, but of belonging, as if embraced by eternity. The plants seem to bend toward travelers, glowing brighter as if recognizing their presence in silence. Some flowers open only when approached with kindness, releasing gentle light like a blessing. Others remain closed, untouched, teaching that not all beauty reveals itself to every hand. In one grove, coral trees rise, their branches filled with pearls of light like captured stars. Creatures of the abyss gather here, resting in harmony, unafraid, for the garden harms none. Even predators swim gently, lulled by the radiance into stillness, as though peace holds dominion. The echoes of the coral labyrinth fade here, replaced by melodies that bloom from living plants. Every leaf hums in tune, a symphony woven from the heartbeat of the ocean itself. Travelers who pause and listen hear not just music, but messages. Wisdom disguised as gentle vibration. Some hear promises of guidance, others hear comfort. All receive what their soul most longs for. The flame hidden here cannot be seen by eyes clouded with doubt, only by clear hearts. Those who carry greed find only dazzling light, endless but empty, a beauty without depth. But those who walk with humility see the true flame, a light that warms the spirit. It shines not as possession, but as connection, the bond between the wanderer and the sea. The garden teaches that power is not control, but harmony, not conquest, but belonging. Each radiant plant is a voice, reminding that strength grows when life thrives together, not apart. The deeper one walks, the brighter the glow, until the garden feels like a second sun. Yet even here shadows remain, reminding that light exists only because darkness holds it. It is balance, not dominance, that the flame offers, a truth veiled in beauty. Those who leave the garden carry its radiance within, a lantern lit by the ocean's grace. Even in the darkest currents, they feel the warmth of the garden, guiding them home. Thus, the garden of luminous depths remains eternal, blooming without end, a sanctuary beneath the abyss. It waits patiently, not as treasure, but as reminder that Poseidon's flame lives in all who see. The journey through the abyss draws to a close, yet the ocean holds its silence like a final breath. From the garden of luminous depths, the wanderer rises, carrying the radiance within their heart. Currents swirl gently, as if guiding them forward, not with force, but with quiet acceptance. Above, the abyss begins to soften, shadows folding back as light filters through unseen openings. Every place past still lingers, the mirror of still waters, the coral labyrinth, the glowing garden. Each has given a gift, not of treasure, but of truth, woven into the wanderer's soul. The eternal throne waits, not gilded, not adorned, but shaped from the living essence of the sea. It rises from the deep like a monument to balance, carved by time, current, and silence. No guards stand at its side, for none are needed. The ocean itself is its sentinel. The flame of Poseidon rests at its heart, not as fire, but as a pulse of endless light. It flickers not, for it is eternal, flowing like breath through stone, water, and memory. Approaching, the wanderer feels neither fear nor triumph, only the stillness of belonging. The throne does not claim, nor does it command. It welcomes, as ocean welcomes tide. Legends speak of rulers who sat here, yet no crown was ever placed upon their head. For the throne is not for dominion, but for harmony, not to rule but to resonate. As the wanderer lays a hand upon it, the flame flares brighter, weaving light across the abyss. It spreads like veins through coral, kelp, and current, awakening the ocean in radiant song. Every creature stirs, from smallest shrimp to mighty whale, lifted by the glow of renewal. The sea itself exhales, as though freed from silence, its voice a harmony older than stars. The wanderer closes their eyes, feeling the flame flow within, not as burden, but as gift. It whispers not commands, but truths, patience, humility, and the strength found in stillness. The throne does not bind them here, for it belongs to all who walk in balance. To carry the flame is not to rule the sea, but to carry its wisdom upon the path. As the light fades into calm, the abyss returns to quiet. But it is no longer empty. It is full, alive, eternal. Its silence now, a song only the heart can hear. The wanderer turns away, rising toward currents that will carry them back to the world above. But the ocean lingers within them, a presence that hums like a distant, steady flame. Every reflection they see will remind them of the mirror, every choice of the coral labyrinth. Every light in the dark will echo the garden, every silence the wisdom of the throne. The flame is no longer hidden, for it burns quietly in the soul, wherever they may go. The abyss does not close behind them, for the sea holds no walls, only endless depth. It waits, timeless, patient, eternal, ready for those who seek not power but truth. The story of Poseidon's flame is not ending here. It flows onward, as infinite as the tide. And so the abyss remains, dark yet radiant, silent yet singing, endless yet full of promise. The eternal throne watches still, untouched, awaiting the next wanderer called by the sea's voice. For the ocean never forgets, and its flame endures, boundless, eternal, and forever guiding.